breaking the law. So I looked into it and I started calling around to get some answers and decided, this is inappropriate for Saskatchewan.
Yeah, so the city tells you, because of course the city is ultimately liable for the sidewalks, they say that this is a trip hazard and you're putting it over their sidewalk and they might be liable if somebody had a slip and fall.
And that's one of the things that's really great about this, their logic in this. I took a nice little stroll down the block last night, and I actually did trip on the city sidewalk, which was in such disrepair that it had a huge gap.
Yeah, the uneven ledges where the sidewalk meets, and you've often got an inch or two of clearance there, right?
Exactly, and it was just after I was easily able to notice, recognize, and step over an extension cord.
Okay, now, I get the feeling, though, too, Bob, part of this is just the way they handed the ticket out. Did anybody ever approach you to say you were in violation?
That's exactly one of my big problems. No one approached me. I thought, a little common courtesy and common sense. People have to plug in Saskatchewan. Sure, we have been getting really cold temperatures, but that's what we're prone to, and as the newswoman said, it's time to plug in the car tonight, So, no knock on the door, no notice of violation, so that could even give me a chance to comply.
And plus he unplugged, or she, whoever the bylaw officer was, plus they unplugged it, threw it back on your lawn and gave you a ticket.
Exactly, and I was the only one on a block with my neighbor sitting right there plugged in that got this ticket.
Really? So at the time, there were other cars plugged in?
Exactly, at the exact same time, and right next door.
Now, we know from the world of bylaw enforcement that enforcement officers typically don't drive around looking for these things. Usually they get called by a complaining neighbor.
Yeah, well, exactly, and that's what both Dan Flamin here in Regina, the bylaw manager, my city councilor, Mike O'Donnell, even the mayor says that it's a complaint-based system, and that's just inappropriate because it's so easily abused.
So do you think you have a neighbor who's kind of got a grumpy issue going on?
Oh, probably, yeah. There's a few neighbors on the block that just seem to have issue.
Now, so you had the bright yellow cord, so it was all insulated and stuff. It wasn't an electrical danger.
No.
And it went across the sidewalk.
Yep.
Have you ever seen anybody trip on it?
Never. And I must say that we maintain our sidewalks, even when it's a blizzard out there. We'll go out and be shoveling.
So this ticket, how much is it for, Bob?
It's $25 if you pay it within 14 days, $60 if you don't. But I've already gone and disputed the ticket, so I'm just waiting for my time in traffic court.
Now, in traffic court, which we know is of the, I'm so snippy when it comes to traffic court. We know the balance of proof and the golden thread of the presumption of innocence, which is held up by the highest justices of traffic court. You got a chance in hell of beating this thing?
I don't know. Honestly, I think I do have a chance. I mean, logically, if the judge lives in Saskatchewan, he should understand that this is part of our winter landscape. We're all aware of it, and we're all extra careful because, let's face it, the city doesn't maintain the sidewalks very well in the winter in the first place, let alone residents who, may not be able to. So we're all more cautious for ice. We're all more cautious for slip hazards.